Today, guys, is we're going to be spectating and we're going to be trying to critique a little bit about what he's doing here, all right? And trying to help you become a better player, because I don't care about this guy, I care about the viewer. So, RD-Max, what? I can't even say his name. All right, so he's got an auto shotgun, he's got the new like assault rifle, hammer assault rifle. He's also got the Ranger assault rifle and the heavy sniper. First of all, he let the wolf hit him. Don't ever let the wolf hit you. Don't do that. All right. So, you got the Assassin's Creed skin. So he should be a true assassin. All right. You would think he made it to the top 10. So what we see in here though is that he's got a lot of weapons, which it kind of depends on the player. I've seen it happen both ways, right? I've seen players use only like their utilities and weapons, and that's all they run with. And every time they get a kill, they just use whatever that person has for heals, and then they just continue on trying to slay out people. And that works. If you're a good player, that works really, really well. If you're somebody that has really great accuracy and you can kind of get good angles and you can get that kill without taking a lot of damage because you're not running heals. This person is running mist, but they're not running shield. So if once they get broken, they're going to be already at a disadvantage because they don't have any shield. So when you're carrying a lot of weapons and a lot of utility, but you're not carrying a lot of heal, you do put yourself at a disadvantage like that. This is something too, when you're rotating in from circle, right, you want to be able to make sure that you got your back covered, something that this player didn't do. So going back to what I previously said though, he's out of shield now. His overdrive's broken, he's out of shield, so he did heal up his white, but he is at a disadvantage now. And you don't know what that other player has. Even though he hit him for 126, he could have already shielded back up. This player is now in the open, which is another thing you don't want to do. And if he would have had shield there, he could have had a chance of winning. And if he could have put like a couple minis back on or put a big pot on, but he didn't. He didn't have any heals. He didn't carry any. He chose to carry more weapons, and he paid the price for it, right? So now we're going to be spectating Trey Slayer 44. And again, we're going back. He's got the pump shotgun, he's got an SMG, he's got the AUG, and he's got the heavy sniper. So he found a couple shields here, but again, he's not at full health. So you want to try to avoid these gunfights. Obviously, there's going to be times you just can't help it, and you have to get into gunfights. But when you're not at full health and you're getting into a gunfight, you're at a huge disadvantage. And you got to play accordingly. So he has a really good chance of winning this. I would definitely be pulling out like the AUG right there and just finishing that player off. Obviously, when this player's going down, again, he could be healing up. And so he's at an advantage here. Again, I would be pulling out the AUG earlier. You got to get that win. And then here, he's got a couple minis, but again, he doesn't have med mist, so he's going to be at a disadvantage of healing up. He's got a wolf on him. He does a good job not letting the wolf hit him. He gets a little meat there, so that's a plus. And if that works for you, if you're a really good, excellent player, definitely carry more weapons and more utilities. Why not, right? Be able to carry like a shockwave or a rift. Be able to carry more short-range, long-range weapons if you're that type of good player. But you got to be realistic with yourself, and if you're not that type of player, and even if you are a great player, it's always good to have at least like a couple minis on you, maybe some med mist. You want to have both, be able to heal white and blue, and then carry less weapons. That's what I would normally say for the majority of players, even if you are a great player, because you never know when you might be getting third party or what might happen to where you have to be on the ball of things, and you can reload the weapons, but because you got ammo, but you can't redo your health unless you got something in those slots, right? So it's always good to make sure you're carrying both white and blue heal. It doesn't matter what it is, but you want to have something. You want to have one for both, unless you're like just a truly like confident player in your gameplay, right? So that would be my biggest thing. Always make sure you have, I would say, like a big pot would be the most priority, but if you can even carry like a keg, med mist is great. It's on the ball. You can move and heal up. And then if you can find like just like the clan berries or whatever, and you can find something that does white and blue, and you can carry a lot of that, take up 2 slots of that. That's the best thing to do, because that way you always can have both, and you don't have to utilize like both slots, or you can use 2 slots and have something that can do white and blue, right? you gotta have heals. It's huge, right? To bank on the fact that you're gonna have all weapons and utilities and not have any heals is huge, right? And so, I mean, he's got a couple big pots here, which is great, but not having white heal is something that could really hurt him. And we seen it earlier, and we could see it here again. If you have to choose, if you have to choose, definitely pick shield. And the reason I say that is because it is a little bit easier to find white. You can find med kits all over the place. You can kill animals for some meat. And you can find bandages, really, really easy, super to find. But ideally, you would want to. It's the best play to have. He's made it here to the top 3. He's kind of sitting out in the open, which I'm not a big fan of that play. Really easy to get sniped. And I like to be a little bit more aggressive in my gameplay. But obviously, you don't want to choke it either. So being in the top 3, it's definitely something you don't want to lose, right? Here's the gunshots. This is where you're going to want a third party. I think he's just shielding the coyote. Got the player there. This player's just a bot. This player's just a bot. And see, that player was carrying minis and missed. Obviously, it didn't help in that scenario. This is the third party. This is where it's going to come in hard. He also doesn't have a lot of protection. He was able to move away and not take damage to his white, which is huge because he doesn't have any to heal with. And he is at a disadvantage again. He's out in the open. He's did a lot of damage there. That guy's splash. Flash is another great one. If you can carry like well, you can carry 6 splashes in one slot. If you can take like 12 splashes between 2 slots, you can do your white and your blue, which is huge. We got to take in consideration in this scenario too, that player did splash. So if he did cause any white damage, that has been healed now too. So this player only has 1 big pot left, which is going to put him not at full 100% heal, which is going to be something that could determine the win or loss of this gunfight. But then again, you don't know what the other player has. The best thing you can do when you go into a gunfight, always assume that player has full health. No matter what, always assume that player has full health. Even if your teammate's like one shot, play as if that player has full health. I cannot stress that enough, because with the overdrive now automatically rehealing 50 health and having the mist and the splash and stuff like that, that can heal both white and blue, right? I know the mist can't, but if you're in a team-oriented game, right, they can easily go behind cover, get a med kit, and have their team protect them. It's something you always just, when you chow somebody, make sure you treat it as if they have full health. This guy should have chowed with the pump shotgun and then switched to his SMG. That would have probably been the better play. And like I said, him not having that full big pot and having that full health kind of costed him the win there. So always make sure you're carrying whites and blues. Makes a very big priority in being able to win a gunfight.